Hey, this is Hendrik Booz, and I'm here with another CAS tutorial about one of the learning outcomes. Today we're going to be working with initiative and planning. The easiest way to kind of give you a good screenshot of what we're looking for here and where you can get some information is to scroll down to these links on the right-hand side of your Manage Back page and click on the CAS website. Hopefully you've seen this before. If you haven't, not a big deal. You may have to log out of fairfaxcountyschools.net in order to use it, but it's here for you. So you can see tabs at the top. Learning outcomes is the third one over. Let's go to the third, learning outcome, initiative and planning. Basically, CAS is all about taking some initiative and planning something out. Some of you guys have realized that it's a little bit more frustrating than probably it needs to be because you start a little later, whether you saw me in November or you saw me earlier, whether you've met with me or not. A lot of CAS is creating something that's going to be meaningful to you. So while we have myriad experiences that you guys can take part in here through the clubs and the sports teams and the variety of different groups that we have, you should really pick what you want to do. Some kids say that they actually become more involved because of CAS, whereas some people are already doing everything that they're going to be doing for their entire 4 years, in their freshman and sophomore year. And so CAS is just kind of a reflection about that, setting goals and thinking about how you're doing something. And so if we take a look at the descriptors here, there are 6 bullet points that IB wants you to deal with, and that is that you're using the 5 stages of CAS. That is investigation, or thinking about what you want to do, preparation, planning for how you're going to actually take part in that, the action, the actual group meeting or the event or the game or the season or whatever that may be, the project, and then reflection, which is always ongoing, where you demonstrate a specific learning outcome like initiating and planning a CAS experience. Obviously, we're trying to get you guys to demonstrate knowledge and build, whether that's short-term, long-term planning, fixing elements and setbacks or dealing with obstacles that you may have in the past. But the basic premise is that you got to show some initiative. You got to find a supervisor. You got to go talk to some people. You have to lead a project eventually. A lot of times people's CAS projects become the area where they focus on initiating and planning more than anything else, because you have to come up with creative ideas, proposals, solutions for those setbacks that I referenced earlier. Then eventually you're thinking about reflecting on these concepts and then taking on a new role and probably a new responsibility. Many seniors will also say that one of the things that's most valuable to them is their CAS project, because they became a leader in a way that they never had to before. Normally they're used to just accepting a directive from a teacher, maybe a parent, a coach, a sponsor, some sort of youth leader, but this time they become that youth leader. And so again, I want you to think about specific skill sets, analysis of the problems at hand, communication within a diverse group of people, decision making and being decisive about them, maybe changing your decisions over time, leadership toward a common goal, or maybe interdependence within a group of leaders, problem solving, and you can click on any of these other links on this page to try to get you to start thinking about this. The basic premise is that if you think about the 5 stages, again, investigation, preparation, action, reflection, and demonstration, and you can see a little diagram or icon of that right here. As soon as you begin thinking about what you're doing, that counts as the beginning of that CAS experience or that CAS project. So ideally, you're not spending the first several months of school investigating and planning. You're actually doing something with those plans. But the premise is that you guys are actually able to use all of the time that you work on that experience as part of your overall experience. So think about doing something ongoing, setting a date early on in the year, whether that's September or whether that's December, and following all the way through Memorial Day, which is when we like you to be finished with almost everything you do for CAS. The second thing is you probably are going to have to do a little background research, and that's one of the elements under creativity for sure, but also service. Researching what needs our community may have, or researching the ecological impact of stormwater in Fairfax County. And then ideally you guys are thinking about both short and long-term timelines. What are you going to do right away this week, this month, this quarter, this semester, this year? And so you're thinking long-term, not just short-term. One of the major concepts that seniors say, and if you look over here, thoughts from graduating seniors, is that they became more involved. But one of the things that I think is really powerful is that you think about this idea. CAS gives you a structure to what you're doing. A lot of what you do has more meaning, but you have to think about the long term. A lot of people say that they wish they had started a little bit earlier. Take the initiative. Go ahead. Do it earlier. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful day.